Fully caffeinated. Who needs water? Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Noah. One of the big questions we get here is wax canvas jackets, when to re-wax, how long they last, life cycle, all that kind of stuff. El Nino is kind of upon us here in Southern California. My jacket, my personal cruiser, could use a little love. So thought this could be a great time to pull out the old jacket and walk through some re-waxing. This is my personal cruiser. I've had it for a couple years. This is my first time re-waxing it, so this is gonna be great. I wear this all the time. I wear this almost every day. I ride in it, I work in it. It's always in my truck, so this thing has definitely gotten some use. If we're gonna talk about timing on this, a big thing you wanna look at with timing is just feel oriented. You know, your everyday wear. Are you seeing the water bead off like you want? If you're not, might be time for a re-wax. Are you, when you touch the jacket, are you feeling more canvas than wax? Then it might be time for a re-wax. My big advice is take it one piece at a time. If you feel like the elbows are going, just jump on it. If you feel like the chest pockets are going, just jump on it. As you treat this thing, it's not gonna be a huge difference in color really at all. So if you just stay ahead of it, everything should stay and feel normal. Grab your jacket. I'll walk you through some supplies, get a coffee, let's dive in. Doesn't take much to get this done. You only need a few little things. First and most importantly, obviously, is fabric wax. We recommend Otter Wax. It's a great company based out of Portland. We carry it in the store and we carry it online. You can always come down to the store, we'll hook you up. Or check us out on resin.com. We sell this. We sell the kits. Another thing that is super helpful is a couple of good brushes. These are great for cleaning. Otter Wax also comes in the kit. We sell these online, sell these in the store. Good thing to have. There's a few other little bits. We won't be using them today, but there's a heat activated fabric dressing. Again, great product from Otter Wax. They make really, really great stuff. Another good thing to kind of keep around just in general is this spot cleaner and odor eliminator. Great things to just have in the drawer, have in the back of the closet in case you need them. Better to have and not need than need and not have. So great products. Definitely recommend sticking with Otter Wax. Again, they're out of Portland. Great company, good folks. We're gonna need a nice quality heat gun. You can get these pretty cheap, maybe even find one used. It doesn't need to be anything super fancy, just something that spits some heat. Maybe if someone you live with has a hair dryer and you can go steal it from them, I don't know, just say please. And hands, it's really all you need to get this done. It's super straightforward. The first step is kind of the easiest step of the whole thing. I think it's really crucial when you're waxing these jackets to kind of loosen up all the fibers and get them, all the pores, so to say, nice and open. So sometimes I'll leave mine in the sun. If it's a nice day, I'll hang my jacket out in the sun for a couple hours, or I'll, put it in like the bathroom with a space heater or something, get it nice and loose, nice and opened up. The fabric as malleable as possible so that it accepts the most wax possible. I don't know if there's any science behind this. It's just the way I've always done it and the way I was told to do it. Do what you will, choose your own adventure. But step one's the easiest. Go hanging out in the sun, go make a cup of coffee and chill for a little while. The next thing you wanna do is cleaning. You obviously don't wanna be rubbing nice, clean wax into dirt, pushing that further into the fabric. If you're doing that around seams, that's obviously going to increase wear, and it's like a gasket on your truck or something. You don't want to be shoving greasy dirt down in a joint. It's just going to cause wear and tear. So what I like to do is once I got this thing nice and warmed up, I take my brush, nice horsehair brush. Again, Otter Wax has these, they're awesome. And I just kind of get in all the corners. I get anywhere that I know I'm taking a lot of abuse, which for me, if I'm riding in this, my chest is taking a lot of the brunt, especially if I'm on dirt. I ride in the back, so I'm getting everyone's dirt in my face all day. So I know my chest is taking a lot of it. The creases are the spots that take a lot of wear that a lot of people don't think about. So just kind of come in here with a brush and just get down in all the cracks Make sure you're flipping stuff up. You always want to open pockets. You know, make sure you're pulling up the collar, getting absolutely everywhere. You don't think it, the thing about dirt is you see when your jacket's dirty, and with a wax canvas jacket, all that's going to fall off eventually as it gets wet, you know, as you're wearing it, it's moving around, but it's going to collect in creases, and you don't really realize that until you start digging for it. So you'll start to feel all the dirt on your hands. This feels nice and clean to me. Moving on to the big show while we're all here. Otter wax, again, what we recommend, make sure you use a fabric specific wax. Don't use mink oil, don't use anything else. Use a fabric wax. Again, we do recommend otter wax. You can get this on ironandresin.com. 100% natural, no petroleum, no silicone, non-toxic, which is really cool. I think the big thing to remember here is to not be afraid of the wax. You kind of can't put too much wax in. You're not going to ruin the fabric, you're not going to ruin the garment. It's going to make the process a little bit longer, which, you know, who cares? I'd rather be thorough and use a little bit more wax than needed than not enough. You know, the big takeaway here is again, just take your time and just be thorough. So like I said, my chest here is starting to show some wear, especially up on these seams. So this is kind of what I'm going to focus on. Come back to the collar as well. You know, one of the things that a lot of people debate on is application, how to apply. I like to do little circles, you know, just like when I'm putting wax on a surfboard, just little circles. You can kind of see the color starting to change here, and I don't know if you can pick that up on camera yet, but as the color starts to change, that's great. That's what you're looking for. That's how you know that the wax is getting in. And as you start doing your little circles and start covering everything, you want to start just keeping an eye on that same level of gloss or that same level of tonality in the color, and just match that everywhere. As you're waxing, it's going to get lighter, and as you're waxing, you know, this is obviously something we're going to be melting in and removing later, so you're going to see some color change right now. Don't worry. If you're on a brown jacket or a green jacket, you're going to notice the color get darker, like significantly darker. That's good. That's what you want. We're going to bring it back to that original tone here shortly. So just focus on the little circles. A couple of tips as you're cranking through. Don't forget, take the little edges here and just really hammer on these creases. Again, I know I've said it a million times, but there's a reason I'm saying it for a million times. These seams are the weak points in wax canvas. So as you're getting it on, getting these corners, you know, really heated up, get down in there, take your finger, and just really make sure you're working all that in really well. You don't want water seeping in and getting into that stitching. When we go to melt this wax with the heat gun, the wax is going to push through these pores and going to get into where the stitching goes all the way through and seal up those holes. So again, just stick with it, get some wax down there, take your finger, because your finger's warm, just kind of jam it down in there as much as you can. You're going to get dirty, your hands are going to get nice and waxy, but it's nice. It's good therapy. If you're going along and you start to notice there's like a line under your thing and you can't seem to get in the little crease there, just take your hand and put it under the jacket, or put it, you know, somewhere. You basically, if you're seeing a line as you're going, it's because there's something between the jacket and the surface that's making that crease, making that little valley. So just put your hand under and be careful. You know, you got a waxy hand. Obviously we have a jacquard liner in this. I don't want to get waxy. So I'm just gonna use my hand down here and I'm gonna wax over it, and makes it nice and smooth. So, all right, this is feeling good. I think we're at a good point to move on. And the coating feels good. I see wax everywhere. Kind of done my fingers and everything, get it down in the creases near all the seams and near all the stitching. You know, if I'm looking at it, it looks uniform enough for me. My hands are a little tacky. I'm feeling good. I think it's time to move on to heat phase, which is when we see the magic happen. All right, that's feeling good. Got my heat gun here. It's got two settings, low and high. I'm gonna stick with low. You don't need anything crazy as far as heat on this. You know, when you're waxing, you'll feel the wax kind of, it's sticking to my hand now. So it melts with body temp. So you don't need anything crazy, but you know, just kind of get it on, get it warmed up. Just takes a second or two. This is a super cheap heat gun. You know, it is what it is. But to keep it about 8 inches away, small, just circular motion. Don't want to leave it in any one spot too long, so it roasts everything. You'll see as it's going, it's going to start melting everything away. You'll see some colors change here in a sec. This is the point in the process where the unique qualities of your jacket that you've made are really going to show. So if you're seeing these spots that don't look super uniform, don't sweat it. Like, it looks cool, I promise. It's what makes your jacket your jacket. Cool. All melty kind of in there. It's looking pretty uniform. Kind of got all the surface done. If you are getting done, don't, you know, be thorough, but don't get so obsessive that you can't move on. It's okay. I like to do one big pass, just taking my time, getting all the way through it before I start looking back again. So I got all this done. I'm going to start looking back at these other sides, and you can kind of see some white spots here. You can see these white spots here and some up here as well. Like, that's okay. Again, when I was putting the wax on, and I talked about how if you're not, you know, if you put too much wax on, it's just going to make it a little difficult down the road. This is what I mean. So all you got to do, come back in, see what you can maybe wipe away or spread around with your fingers a little bit. Just kind of aim with your hands, try to rub, see what you can rub, you know, kind of put your fingernail in there, use your hand a little bit. Just kind of see what you can get moving around, because you're just going to come back one more time, attack those light spots with some heat again, focus on them a little more. You're probably going to get that to melt away and seep into the jacket. Like I said, just be patient, be thorough as you're working. Go from one side of the jacket to the other. If you see spots, as you get done and start looking back, if you see spots that still have the white on them, just give it a little rub with your hand, maybe a little cloth. Come back with the heat gun, zap it again. Just be patient. Just be patient to keep working the heat, working the wax. It's all going to work out. Again, you can't really mess this up. And you can kind of tell with mine, the uniqueness of my jacket is still there. You can still see, you know, the elbow lines here from my elbow and these heat lines from me wearing it, and that's okay. The wax is in there just like it was before, and the jacket looks just a lot better. It's just got a little more life into it. It's not as dull as it was, but for the most part, this jacket's feeling great. And if you stay on top of this maintenance, it's not something you're going to have to do the whole jacket. You know, just do little bits at a time as you see, you know, the need arise. The last part of this whole process is my least favorite part of the process. Hang this to dry 24 hours. Don't hang it in your closet. Make sure you hang it in like an open room that's well ventilated. You don't want to touch it really to any other clothing. The wax might wear off onto the clothing. But yeah, put this on a hanger out in the middle of a room or in a doorway or something. Leave it for 24 hours. Let it get good and, you know, settled in. And then, you know, wear the shit out of it. So yeah, I think that about covers it. That's jacket waxing 101, and there's no other course, just 101. Pretty straightforward. Would love to hear how it goes on your end. Leave comments, leave questions. We do have a video, a shop talk on just the Cruiser, if that's what you're interested in. Another shop talk episode. I'm sure there'll be a link in the description or somewhere on screen. Check it out. It's really cool. These are great jackets if you feel like this is something that it will work in your closet, which I guarantee you it is. We have some great options. My personal favorite is the Cruiser. I wear this thing every day. We also have a Rambler. I've had this jacket for 6 or 7 years now. I was wearing it when I was a guide. I waxed this thing so many times. It just kept up with me. It would not die. This is just a great example of if you take care of this material and you take care of this fabric, it's gonna take care of you. I put thousands of miles on this jacket on a motorcycle through the dirt and the rain, and it absolutely held up. This is the Rambler jacket, another great option. There's also the Mojave, which is a really cool riding jacket, super durable. There's the Scout as well, which has a waterproof lining in it. Anyway, lots of cool options. Check it out, ironandresin.com. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. There's also a chat line, phone number. I don't know, get in touch. We're here hanging out. I'm gonna go have a beer though. Thank you so much for coming. We'll see you on the next one. Later.